Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good day. My name is Binti Ramlan. My matric number is 252704. So today I'm going to present about our case study with the title Back-to-Back Letter of Credit.
Okay, there are several phases that need to be followed in order to solve the case study. So first, before we start with the phases, we introduce a little bit about back-to-back letter of credit. Back-to-back letter of credit are two letters that are used together in financing transaction. It is typically used in transactions that involve intermediaries between buyers and sellers, or when the sellers is purchasing goods for sale from suppliers to buyers. This is a new letter of credit that is open based on existing and non-transferable credit that is used as collateral. So based on our case study, Norris Wood Sdn Bhd, or known as NW, would like to purchase 5,000 units of mechanical product unit for $50 New Zealand each from Bamboo Limited BL in Christchurch, New Zealand. However, since BL only able to provide 3,000 unit supplies requested, BL then decided to make another contract with Chuck Norris Priority Limited CNL, located in Sydney, Australia, by requesting for another 2,000 unit that will charge BL $50 New Zealand per unit. So both suppliers want to pay by using letter of credit. So next, before we proceed, there are documents needed to be known by NWBL CNL in order to proceed with the transaction. So first, they need to have invoice, bill of lading, certificate of origin, packing list, import registration certificate IRC, trade license and taxpayers and identification number TIN, VAT registration certificate, membership certificate from Chamber of Commerce, pro forma invoice indent, insurance cover note, and etc. So next, after they already know the documents required, NWBL and CNL should be aware of some terms and conditions which are considered and observed in the time of second letter of credit. So the first and the back-to-back letter of credit must suit each other in terms of good and required document. Then the expiry date of back-to-back letter of credit must be 15 days before the first letter of credit expiry date and at most a week after the most recent shipment date. The terms and conditions are practically comparative except for that the product provider's name will not be the same. Okay, the flow of transaction process is as follows. First, we should know that there are several parties involved in back-to-back letter of credit, such as buyer, Norris Wood Sdn Bhd, issuing bank, Maybank Berhad, middleman, Bamboo Limited, confirming bank, Bank of New Zealand, supplier, Chuck Norris Proprietary Limited, and advising bank, Bank of Sydney. The transaction begins when BL signs an agreement contract with NW to sell some manufactured product to NW. At the same time, BL also create another contract of agreement with another supplier, which is CNL. Both contracts that are made should state that the payment will be made by using letter of credit stating all the details needed. Both contracts should be matched together if possible. Then, after the agreement was made, NW will apply the letter of credit from NW Bank or Maybank Berhad. So before BL decided to open back-to-back letter of credit, BL should know the requirement needed by Maybank. To begin with, raw material to be imported ought to be satisfactory and ought to be admissible according to the law of nation. Maybank can take all the necessary form, agreement, and charge achieved marked by the applicant NW, like letter of credit application structure, guarantee structure, and so on. Maybank can also take irrevocable letter of authority from the NW while giving the letter of credit and may request that the client store the measure of letter of credit margin if it is essential. Next, after accepting the request, Maybank will request to add confirmation to BL Bank or Bank of New Zealand. They will be acquiring the approval from export sections of FX Operation Department for issuance of the consecutive letter of credit. Bank of New Zealand will send a confirmative letter of credit to BL before receive applications on issuing the letter of credit. Then the letter of credit will be transferred to the Bank of Sydney so that they can give the letter of credit to their beneficiary or supplier to proceed with the shipment of goods. After receive the request, CNL will then prepare the product and ship directly to NW. So for this phase, BL will not involve in this shipment process because CNL will handle the shipping balance unit as requested. CNL will collect and propose the document related in the second letter of credit, and BL will make a payment to CNL and creates a loan for themselves. So once finished with the shipment, CNL will directly send all the document related to the Bank of Sydney before the bank delivered to the Bank of New Zealand. On the other hand, BL will assemble set of documents together with Bank of New Zealand to make sure that all documents are compliant with the first letter of credit. Even some of the document may be replaced or added. Then, Bank of New Zealand will present all the documents assembled to NW Bank, Maybank, to be examined and proceed with the payment to both BL and Bank of Sydney, and will be receive the payment from Maybank. So once they receive it, the proceed will be applied to the loan and the balance will be received by BL as a profit. Maybank will then deliver the document and receive charges from NW. And finally, NW will receive the manufactured product ordered by using the document received before. It seems like NW will never know the identity of CNL since there is no details about the supplier inside the document received. Okay, for currency, since NW requested for 5,000 units of goods, Maybank will need to pay 694,055 ringgit or 250,000 New Zealand dollars. So here, 1 New Zealand dollars equal to 2 ringgit 70 cent Malaysian ringgit, and 50 New Zealand dollars is equal to 138 ringgit and 81 cent. So for this, 5,000 will times by 138 ringgit and 80 cents will be equal to 694,055 ringgit. And meanwhile, Bank of New Zealand will pay to Bank of Sydney 400,000 New Zealand dollars or $93 and 401 Sydney dollars. So 1 New Zealand dollars equal to 0.934009 Australian dollars, and 50 New Zealand dollars equal to 46.70 Australian dollars. So they will need to pay about 100,000 New Zealand dollars or 63,401 Australian dollars. As a conclusion, back-to-back letter of credit is part of important instrument since it is a device that can help in reducing the risk occurred. So basically, it substitutes the bank's credit for the client's credit and encourage global exchange. Recipients may likewise see a letter of credit as confirmation of a purchaser's bank credit extensions. Back-to-back letter of credit can help to assist subcontractors with guaranteeing installment. Therefore, it is crucial to take note that back-to-back letter of credit regularly reflect one another, that is, they have similar delivery, examinations and different terms. In such manner, the first letter of credit turns into security for the second letter of credit. So that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum.